Greetings, dear viewers, and welcome to my fan commentary on episode 35 of Power Rangers in Space, the fifth and final main episode of the Psycho Ranger arc, The Enemy Within. AKA the episode Psycho Yellow possesses the Mega Voyager like a supernatural being possessing Mega Zord episode. So as we conclude Psycho Ranger Week, I do want to discuss this episode because this episode is perhaps the biggest all-out battle between the Rangers in all of their Megazords versus the remaining Psycho Rangers, paying off from what happened last episode when the Psycho Rangers took away the Mega Voyager to a nearby planet where the whole entire confrontation takes place, and concluding to Astronoma's ploy trying to while she pretends to have loyalty to Dark Spectre, well, she still does, but seeing Dark Spectre already losing all of his power because he doesn't even know the Psycho Rangers are the ones behind this. I saw some production dailies for this green screen shot of Astronema and Ecliptor in space somewhere on Instagram, I believe from one of the Power Ranger Instagram pages that had some behind the scenes dailies for some old episodes, and this episode being one of them, because I remember seeing a green screen raw edit of when they were filming that episode of In Space, but knowing the fact that Ecliptor has a lot of green to his outfit, so I'm assuming they must have did this behind a blue screen, because again, you should realize any character with green to their outfit, if you green screen them in chroma key, the green will be invisible, so I think it made sense to shoot him behind a blue screen. Astronoma's fine. I also noticed in the 5 episodes of the storyline, knowing that Bulk, Skull, and Professor Phenomenus, were not even present in neither of these episodes about the Psycho Rangers, but yet they have to be credited still. Yeah, you may be tired of being Astronoma's puppet, but you have to realize you're supposed to do this together, even if you're all about the Red Ranger. I have a feeling Psycho Red has some sort of a love and hate bromance with Andros. And like I said back in my commentary for Riff and the Rangers, I don't know who's more brasher and more impulsive, Psycho Red or Psycho Pink. I say Psycho Red is brash, while Psycho Pink, well, is pretty much bit of both impulsive and rash. Yeah, they are getting sloppy since there's only still those 3. If it was just Pink Blue with the other 3, they would have been unstoppable still. It makes sense to shoot the Rangers behind the Sentai footage of where the Mega Tank would launch out of the ship, because they don't have the actual vehicle prop of the Mega Tank. It was so unfortunate. I started to take notice how when we have the Psycho Rangers in their monster forms again, Psycho Black's voice isn't as deep as it was last episode. Instead, his voice has a more higher pitch in monster form. Although Ghost in the Machine will be the last episode to feature the Mega Tank. They only used it every now and then, but well, because given what was in the Mega Ranger footage. Well, at least the Mega Voyager the Mega Voyager Zords aren't harmed, so they need to get back in the action. But this is why Psycho Yellow possesses the Mega Voyager. I just never really understood why anytime when I see the shots of the Mega V3 missile when forming for the Mega Zord, that the shot of it, you can see the black bars on the slanted sides of the screen. I just never did like why they did that. Of course, Mega Ranger and this are pre-HD season. It's a pre-HD season. You should have got it your ass up sooner. The shot of the speaker from the Mega Voyager, we had that shot in Dark Spectre's Revenge when make it look like, when they used that shot. This shot here, especially when we had Astronema on speaker. It is kind of freaky having Psycho Yellow possess the Megazord. Kind of wish we had something like this, but again, gotta realize it was for the time. Seeing the Mega Voyager possessed, beating up the other Megazords, man. I think Psycho Yellow has to put all her strategic knowledge to use of how to overthrow the Rangers. And seeing the controllers, I mean the joysticks to the Megazord cockpit still moving on its own, because that's Psycho Yellow's power doing that. So you know, Psycho Red is still hell-bent on trying to get the Red Ranger. It was also nice for them to recreate this area from what was in the Sentai footage to match well. From when we cut to Ecliptor telling Psycho Red not to destroy the Red Ranger under command, and then you cut back to the Sentai footage with all of those barbed wire nets all over the place trying to make it look like it's cocoon areas on the walls. It was nice they did that in American footage to match well with the Sentai footage of the exact same area. And then here comes the money shot when Psycho Red tells Astronema I'm nobody's pawn. Yeah, like from the teaser for this episode on the previous episode. Yeah, well, Psycho Red really needs to realize that you're still under command. So even if you just want to destroy the Red Ranger, she would have told you unless she told you to do so. But no, and even Ecliptor told you the same. But he doesn't care. Just being reckless and all. The fight between Psycho Red and Andros, think of this as like how it's our equivalent to Tommy and Jason back in Breaking the Spell from Greenwood Evil. But except it's two Red Rangers, one of good and one of evil. But except Andros is the one getting his ass whooped by Psycho Red because Psycho Red has waited all 5 episodes of the saga to whoop the Red Ranger's ass. Yeah, it does give me some shades of Breaking the Spell a little bit, where you have the Red Ranger versus an evil Ranger, but knowing Psycho Red is not Tommy as the evil Green Ranger. But I'm already getting vibe, because when I think about the Psycho Ranger saga, this is in spaces, called back to the evil Green Ranger story, but except it's with a team of evil Rangers. And with the Mega Voyager being taken away was similar to how when Rita summoned that eclipse to make the Megazord lose its power with the solar energy of the moon, draining the Megazord's energy, and then goes into the pit of hell. Until the Rangers would find a way to get their Zords back by, well, actually that was due to all Zordon's magic and all. I think this should have been a way better Lightning Collection pack that everybody wanted when Psycho Red was bundled with any Red Ranger, because when we had that Lost Galaxy Red Ranger Psycho Red pack, I guess some should have wished that it could have been just an Andros versus Psycho Red pack, and Lost Galaxy Red should have just been on its own. But that's what I'll say. I'll probably say that more when I elaborate on that in my upcoming fan commentary for To the 10th Power. But now we got 4 Megazords against 3 Psycho Rangers. But though, when we later see the Astro Megazord, merge with the Delta Megazord, so that way we can have the Astro Delta Megazord, Mega Voyager, and the Mega Winger take down the Psycho Rangers. So I guess the only way to knock out Psycho Yellow's virus out of the Megazord is strike it with the Astro Megazord's saber. Alright? But it would be risky if you destroyed the Mega Voyager, because, man, like I've said, the Mega Voyager is so, one of the weakest Zords, even though it's one of my favorite Megazords, but it's just so weak. But we know what will happen later when we get to that penultimate episode before the 2-part finale, and what happens to the Mega Voyager. So Psycho Red's, reckless behavior just knocked Psycho Yellow out. I guess since the Rangers couldn't do it, Psycho Red had to do it. Although in the thing, Psycho Red is supposed to be the leader of this team. Yeah, I'll remember this when we, it's always like this with a lot of, for starting with this season, whenever we get to a penultimate, episode, but that's before the final batch of episodes, the ending of the season, we would always have, all 4 Megazords we had over the course of the season, all, in one big battle. And I think this season started that trend. Having Astro Megazord, Delta Megazord, Mega Voyager, and Mega Winger fighting against one of the main bigger big bads before we get to the end of the series. And the red energy beams around the Psycho Rangers, well, again, when we get to that, I noticed they used a clip of that in one of the old toy commercials for Lost Galaxy. Which is random, but knowing, I guess maybe that kind of foreshadowed the Psycho Rangers returning that next season when the Space Rangers, except for Zane, would return. Another thing also foreshadowing next season is have the Megazord siphon all of its energy to destroy the monsters. And it's a much bigger, powerful monster. Again, I'm going to remember this when I get to the Grunchor episode of next season. Because if this season did it with their Megazords here, Lost Galaxy will do the same thing in Grunchor on the Loose. Grunchor on the Loose, when the Galaxy, Centaurus, and Stratoforce Megazords will use up all of its energy to destroy Grunchor. But here, the Space Rangers use their Megazords to destroy the Psycho Rangers, and with all of this red energy, to try to destroy them. But if they blow up all the systems, would this also incapacitate the Megazords? Yeah, this shot here with the Psycho Rangers with all this energy and all these sparkles and stuff, and all of these seizure-inducing effects, they used that in one of Lost Galaxy's toy commercials. This is an epic way to put an end to the Psycho Rangers, but although they will return in briefly Mission the Secret City and Ghost in the Machine. Back at just psychos, but it make it look like Carlos took the middle finger, but whatever. And that's it for the Psycho Rangers. Again, they'll come back in those following two episodes, like I mentioned, after a particular filler episode of Andros and Seymour. But though, when I had that VHS tape of the Psycho Ranger story in the form of a movie, it was just only Ranger Gone Psycho all the way to this episode, to make it like they actually defeated the Psycho Rangers and nothing else happened afterwards. Oh yeah, Elgar. He still around. Well, can't wait until he gets offed off and bit the dust come Countdown to Destruction. Keep forgetting Elgar's still around. I guess the season wants us to forget he's still around sometimes. So all this time you've been planning to use the Psycho Rangers to overthrow Dark Spectre so you can rule. That was the plan. Yeah, I can see why Divatox can't stand her own nephew, and even Astronomy will not take Elgar's crap. I'm sorry, because this is why I don't even know why on earth Elgar's even with Astronomy and Ecliptor. Oh yeah, because probably whatever was like in Mega Ranger. And thus, that's the end of the Psycho Rangers, well, in the VHS movie thing of this. But in the actual series, in terms of episodic order, they're still going to come back in some form and somehow. So I really enjoyed the Psycho Ranger story, and I think I appreciate you guys for sticking around, listening to me commentate about these episodes, because these are a pair of fan favorite episodes of Power Rangers and in space in general. Oh yeah, one more thing before the episode ends. Andros thinks Psycho Red is back, but when really, it's Zane in the Psycho Red suit. I wonder where he gets Psycho Red's costume. Unless this is just for funsies. Yeah, for funsies. That ain't funny. Alright, whoop Psycho Red's ass. So that's it. Thanks for listening to what I had to say about these 5 episodes.